Hey guys, it's Jungle Walker here. I just want to make another quick feeding video, but this time it's not invertebrates, it's not animals, it's plants. So I cultivate carnivorous plants, and I just wanted to give you guys a quick show of what I've got and how I feed them. In case you guys are wondering how you feed carnivorous plants without having a supply of live insects, if you live indoors, just take some of this freeze-dried bloodworms, take a pinch of this, put it in my little Harry Potter amulet. A little touch of water to hydrate it. Ooh, that looks so good. Alright, so once that's all good and hydrated, I just use my handy dandy forceps, take a little piece of dried bloodworm, and oh, by the way, this is my setup right here. Now I just went down to Walmart and I got one of these plastic three-tiered totes, or not totes, like a filing cabinet type deal. And I lined the inside with wet peat moss. I installed a little LED light. There you go, you can see it. Installed that in the ceiling. And the humidity and the LED lighting creates a perfect environment for cultivating cuttings in. Alright, so as you can see, got teeny tiny little, this is a Cape Sundew. So that's actually a little bit too big for that particular plant, but oh well. So I just take a little piece of bloodworm and apply it to a leaf. So you can see I've got sundews and I've also got butterworts. Sundews are a little bit further along than the butterworts. These leaves haven't started sprouting new butterworts, but they're very easy to propagate from cuttings. I'll make another video showing you how I take cuttings of these plants. Come on. It's a little tedious, but it's kind of a labor of love. So anyway, with that out of the way, I'm going to show you guys my main tank. This is a little 5-gallon terrarium that I picked up from Goodwill, and I outfitted in the same way. I've got LED lights on the top. Oh, you can't see that very well. And I kind of gave it like a steampunk look. Let me give you guys a closer look. So I spray painted it, silver on top, bronze on the sides. I added some funky little piece of piping because that's how steampunk goes. Got a little magnifying glass that I spray painted, epoxied on one of those flexible lamp cords. It just made it kind of cool. Inside it's got a little piece of wood in there, some moss. As you can see, I've got a Venus flytrap. There's the Cape Sundew, the mother plant, and the butterwort. So the butterwort is, what is it called? It's a hybrid. Gigantea and, it's some kind of Mexican species. It's a tropical butterwort of some kind. When I remember, I'll tell you guys. Alright, so here's my Venus flytrap up close. This thing has been kind of on and off. It's just a regular species that I got from Home Depot, actually. I picked this thing up, it was dying, I offered them $1 for it, and they gave it to me. It went through like a little dormancy period, I think, not too long ago. But it's been rebounding. It's been growing new traps. Looking quite good. It's not back to its original glory, but you know, you never can give up on plants. Sometimes you think a plant is gone, like this sundew. Let me show you. I thought this sundew was a goner, like it had completely died back. It was just a stick, and I thought, you know, there's no point in having it in there. I might as well just tear it out. But it put out these two heads. So now I've got a double-headed Cape Sundew that I wouldn't have had if I had tossed it out. You can't give up on plants. You never know when they'll come back. There you go. Is there another mouth in there? By the way, a lot of the dried moss that you get with carnivorous plants, put that in your terrarium. It'll come back to life. I've got another type of moss in here too. Let me show you guys. So there's the peat moss. I don't want to mispronounce the name. It's like sphagnum. I never knew how to pronounce it. But there's that regular peat moss that you always see with carnivorous plants. And then I've also got some of these other types of moss. It looks like, focus, not on the plant, not on the forceps. Okay, you see that kind of moss? So I remember reading when I was a kid that this kind of moss you're not supposed to have with your carnivorous plants. It's bad for them or something. There's another example. So I was wondering if this moss was possibly linked to the poor health that my other plants had. But they're starting to come back, so I don't know. But if any of you guys know, please tell me in the comments section. I really want to know if I should rip that stuff out. Alright. Looks like this fly trap is happy now. I'm sorry you can't really see through there. There you go. Alright. So this is the plant that I took the cuttings from. And I just kind of drape it over it. The Cape Sundew is one of my favorite species because it's the easiest to grow. It gets really big. I mean, relatively big. Not big like one of the Binata species. I had one that was like the size of a bush back when I was in high school. But they're very dramatic too, these Cape Sundews. Their leaves curl all over stuff. Usually. Mine hasn't really been too curly. Probably because I just feed it worms. There we go. Now one downside to feeding these bloodworms, I've noticed it tends to promote mold. Yeah, it looks like there might be another Venus flytrap mouth to feed. Sorry about the camera work right now. Yeah, there you go. I think it ate. Yeah, he took it. Or she. Don't mean to gender discriminate or assume my plant's orientation. And here's the butterwort. I'm gonna remember what species this is. Gigantea and some kind of tropical butterwort. Butterworts are really easy to reproduce, by the way. See, this used to be one plant. It's like split into 4. I've already split this plant off and given one of them to a friend. But, you know, this thing is a beast. It gets big too. That's the Gigantea in it. When I was a kid, I used to feed this thing cheese. Not this particular one, but one of the other species. Remember like back when Pike's Nursery used to sell carnivorous plants? Pembridge Farm remembers. There you go. Just gotta like plaster the plant with these things. By the way, if you're looking for a carnivorous plant for pest control, butterwort's probably your best bet. They can absolutely tear up gnats and flies, that kind of thing. any kind of small flying insect. The whole plant is like living flypaper. And if I can remember the name that this hybrid is formed from, this is one of the biggest species of sundew too. Alright. Well, I hope you enjoyed that feeding video. Maybe you gained some new interest in carnivorous plants. If so, keep watching. I've also got this Nepenthes that I didn't showcase. You might have seen the cuttings that I took from it in the scorpion feeding video. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, keep watching, and hopefully I'll get some success with those Nepenthes cuttings. I'd hate to lose that plant. I don't know why, but this thing has just kind of dried up. It stopped producing pictures. I think it might be the LED lights. Maybe they got old. Or maybe it's because I left the window open. I've heard they can be really temperamental to humidity changes. So that could also be an issue. I mean, you just gotta figure it out. Anyway, have a good one.